Alright, so another video. Yes, I'm on a roll recently for whatever reason. And I'm recording this in selfie mode, so I'm covering up the camera again. I have a feeling that when I'm in selfie mode, the microphone picks me up better because I'm pointing the camera in my direction. So the cameras on that side of the phone are working. That's why I'm doing it like this, okay? Sorry if you wanted to see my hairy legs again or something. I might show them off again in the future video. But aside from that, I was on Darius Truxton's Twitter account today, and I see he's now cheerleading once again for Donald Trump, this time over the situation in Venezuela. This horrible dictator just got overthrown, which is really good news. Yeah, when you see the word dictator, you need to translate that to strong leader. Now, that doesn't mean that they're a good leader. It also doesn't mean they're a bad leader. What that means is that they have total control of the country. Everything goes through them. It's not decided by a mere 51% vote by the 90% retarded electorate. No. It means this person rules with an iron fist. Now, that can be a problem for international finance capitalism when somebody like Francisco Franco comes along, the nationalist leader of Spain who led the nationalists to victory in 1939 against the communists. In my opinion, the only war in history where the good guys won. And Francisco Franco ruled until his death in 1975. And he couldn't be controlled. He couldn't be controlled by money or any other sort of blackmail or bribery. He was a strong leader. He cared for his people. Spain was a fantastic country back then, a world power, and it went downhill ever since after it became a democracy, okay? And what does democracy mean? Democracy means that the ignorant electorate who knows nothing about politics votes every few years and a mere 51% of people decides who the next leader is. Okay, well, in order to get into any sort of political position through any political party, you have to join their club. And you're not allowed in if you don't play along with their agenda. So that's why people like this Venezuelan leader, Francisco Franco, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, why they were a problem. Okay, I don't even know anything about this Venezuelan leader. Maybe he's a puppet and he's, just acting out some theater on television pretending to be arrested. Maybe he's on a tropical island somewhere while they say he's in custody. Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, so Darius Truxton is cheerleading Donald Trump because Donald Trump is bringing democracy to Venezuela now. I mean, if you love democracy so much, maybe you should stop calling yourself a right-winger. You're a Democrat. Do you not even know what that word means? Democrat. Democracy. Democrats believe in democracy. Democrats believe in this stupid idea that decisions should be made based on what a mere 51% of people vote on. So anyway, yeah. By the way, Darius, I thought you were complaining about immigration into Canada. See, what I would be concerned about in this Venezuela situation, right, is they've overthrown the government there. Okay. So what happens next? There are like 30 million people in Venezuela. Their country has just been turned upside down. Their leadership has been removed. There's turmoil going on. What's going to happen to those 30 million people? Is Venezuela going to become an overseas territory of the United States? And will all those 30 million people receive citizenship to the United States? Oh, great. 30 million more migrants running across the border. That's great. and they're doing it legally because they're handed citizenship, or are they going to install a different government there? They won't make it a overseas territory, but they'll build those, what are they called? Refugee centers. They have them all over Mexico and those Central American countries. Are they going to build those refugee centers where you go there and you apply for asylum and they help you get into the US? Is that what's going to happen? Because that's the exact same thing that happened when John Kennedy staged the Cuban Missile Crisis hoax. That was the pretext for Florida being invaded by Cubans. So yeah, that's what I think about when I look at the situation. I'm not on Twitter crying about authoritarianism and dictatorship because I'm not an idiot. Seriously, this guy is such an indoctrinated circus dog. It's beyond laughable. I'm a right winger. I like welfare. I like government assistance. I like Soviet-style housing. Oh, speaking of Soviet-style housing, in the Soviet Union, they had elections, believe it or not, okay? So you would elect who goes into the government parliament or whatever they call it, this big chamber where they discuss things, just like what happens in the UK and America. Yeah, the Soviet Union had elections. The only thing was, in order for you to run in the election, you had to be approved by the Communist Party. Isn't that the exact same thing that goes on in the democratic United States? Except instead of having to be approved by the Communist Party, you have to be approved by the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. So it's two parties instead of just one. Oh, isn't that so much better? Yeah. Idiot.